Okay, so we are just heading to a property that we just set an appointment for here in downtown Hamilton. And according to our pre-qualification phone call, I guess the mother had lived there for a long time. The place is in complete and utter disrepair. She says that there's a bunch of animals who've been living in the place, and I don't know if they're maybe not taking care of them properly or something like that, but it looks like the place is going to be
need a lot of work.
Quite a sight to see. So we'll go check it out. I'll follow up with a video here too, as to kind of us walking through it, and we'll take some notes as well as to what kind of fixes might be needed. We looked into the area. It's not bad. It's right by the hospital here in downtown Hamilton. So it might be a good opportunity to rent in the future or something like that too. So we'll see. But first and foremost, we want to see exactly how bad this place is, and to see if there's any sort of opportunity to force appreciation.
Forcing appreciation is one of the easiest ways to make money in real estate. What we do is, when we look through a property, we look at opportunities that we can influence what that future repaired value is going to come out at. So whether it's adding a new kitchen or adding some paint, replacing the bathroom fixtures, these are all things that can help us get more money for the property when we end up selling it down the road. Right? It's actually what makes real estate investing so unique. I mean, try doing that with your mutual funds. I don't think so.
Do you know anything about the property?
It was transferred ownership a long time ago. I believe the husband had passed away.
Okay.
And the lady who was currently living there now lives in an apartment. And it's actually her daughter that we're meeting with. And she's the one who's talked to her mother about this whole thing. And I guess the whole family has come together to tell her mom she needs to sell because the place is just falling apart, so before it gets any worse. So
okay, so no one's actually living there right now. It's vacant.
I don't think so.
Okay.
We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see how it turns out. Yeah, stay tuned. Just outside the house right now, and here it is. Looks like it had some old cream-colored siding that someone just used a paintbrush on.
I think they had a sale on that blue.
Yeah. Well. It's exciting. So we just got let in here, and you guys can see the place is a little bit in disrepair for sure. Geez, there's animal feces everywhere. So here's bedroom number 1. Just at a here's a little closet, I guess. And here's a little dog. Hey, pup. Yeah. Oh boy. Door's a little bit busted, so look in here. Okay. Not a bad looking place for the most part. Hey, puppy. Hey. It's okay. Friendly dog for the most part, but it's just absolutely disgusting. So it looks like they, she wasn't far off when she said that they've just kind of left the property in the state. Well, this room doesn't look too bad. It smells a hell of a lot better, that's for sure. It's good that the windows are all not bad, by the looks of it. I'm wondering if this place just needs a big cleaning. Dishwasher, new kitchen. Yeah. Walk into the basement here. The back door entrance. And here's a staircase going down as well. So as we look at the back, actually got a detached garage back here, which looks nice. Concrete yard. And a newer air conditioning unit, I think. So, one heavy hitter item that we always want to make sure we look at is the roof and the eaves troughs. Downspouts are one of the most straightforward things to fix, and it's the one thing that most people forget to do, and it causes such significant damages. It has Okay, so now we're heading home down to the basement. It's just absolutely disgusting here. Okay. This is... ugh, it's hard to breathe in here. It's disgusting. Yeah, so it's a makeshift laundry room. And I have a secondary unit up here. Let's see if they got... Do you know if you guys have any lights down here?
Sorry?
Do you guys have any lights down here?
No, they don't work. The whole electricity's off.
The electricity.
The basement was pretty hard to see without a flashlight, and I also only had, well, I didn't have any hands-free with videotaping in one and having my notepad in the other. So I used my phone once the video was off, the flashlight function on it, which is super handy. I also took a quick walkthrough again after and made my appropriate notes, which we'll go through together once we're back at the office.
So, tell me about the property.
So, there was so much dog crap in that house. I feel terrible for that poor little dog that's there. So, homeowner's extremely nice. I guess the dog there, just for whoever's watching, is actually being surrendered to the SPCA, which is, in my opinion, probably the best thing for it, because poor thing's living in there, just
Do you look terrified?
bathroom all over the place. It does nobody any good for that poor thing to stay there. So, anyway, place is, well, it's crappy, that's for sure. No pun intended. The windows are okay. The roof needs replacing for sure. So there's going to be some. On one sense, if you want to get the windows cleaned, it shouldn't be too bad. The place really needs a deep clean. I think like you gotta change your basic stuff, like your fixtures.
Yep.
Definitely new paint. I'm wondering if we're gonna be able to salvage any of that flooring in the.
Is that hardwood floor throughout?
In the front, but there's like a thick layer of like.
It looks slimy
and crap on it. So
you can get that enzyme solvent though that you put on that will remove. It's like biodegradable stuff.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to try something out. We'll get the guys in there. So the basement as well, it's set up as a secondary unit, so we're going to definitely need 2 new kitchens, 2 new sets of appliances. There was actually a pile of dog crap beside the laundry room. It was hard to see in the video because it was really dark in the basement. No power.
At least he's only going in one spot.
Oh, not according to the bottom of my boot.
So we're back here at the office, and we're going to be looking through the checklist to kind of show you guys what took place after the video was off, and to talk to you guys a little bit about how we make sure that we look over everything thoroughly so that we don't necessarily miss anything, because we want to make sure we cover all the bases so that we can start to put together the numbers as to what we think it's going to cost to fix this place up. Okay, so here's just a sample of the checklist that I typically bring with me, when I walk through a property. And as you see on the left-hand column here, it talks about just some of the very high-level items. Like, for instance, on the exterior, look at the roof, the soffit fascia eaves, finished siding, masonry, that kind of thing. So now, because I've done these kind of projects before, I'm a little bit more familiar with what would need to be replaced. But if you're not as familiar with this, and if you're just starting out, don't ever hesitate to bring a contractor along with you, someone who's maybe a little bit more familiar with how much things are going to cost, or maybe even if the person who's going to wind up doing the work for you down the line anyway. So what you'll see is that we try to look through and cover all the bases to make sure that we're not missing out on things. And this is actually going to help us along with the video that we take, and I definitely recommend taking videos as you're walking through a house, because it helps you reflect on what's needed and what you see. I often dictate, even when I'm not producing a video like this, I often dictate onto the video myself when I see or look at things that might be questionable, so that I know I have to account for those when I come in, run my numbers. Thanks for joining us on our next episode here. Hopefully you guys got some value out of what it's like to walk through a property and what it's like to go through a checklist and make sure that you're covering all your bases. If you guys have any sort of comments or questions or anything like that, please feel free to comment below. We'd love to hear how we can make things better and what we can do to help you guys with your journeys too. So we'll talk to you later.